Congratulations on the movie. I just got to watch it and enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad you did.
Tell me a little bit about what attracted you to this role.
I think it was just really different to the role I'd previously done, and I was looking for something that was really challenging and complex, nuanced, and also that wasn't taking itself too seriously, but still enabled me to dig a little bit deeper than surface level, I suppose. So all of those things, I guess.
Yeah. It seemed like it was a fun film to make. Tell us about some of your memories of making it. Was there a moment that stood out for you?
Yeah, it was. I mean, we just had the best time. We all lived in a house together during the pandemic when we made it. So
where did you shoot it?
Yes, where do you think we shot it?
Oh, I don't know. That's a hard one.
Go on, have a guess. Go on. Maine. We shot it in Wales, in England.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. So we were all in like this house in Wales, which was like on the top of a windy hill. It was wild, very isolated. And then we just had the best. Like we just had so much fun, and the soundstage was very small, and like we were locked down essentially. So it was a very lonely production. So we only had each other to really bounce off of. So we really did become like a little bit of a family. I suppose one of my favorite memories is really when the Americans came in, like when Ashley came in and we started to get like good coffee and good toasties, because Ashley knew the gig. She knew the gig. So we managed to get some good coffee.
It's only when the Americans arrived you get good food.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm not in the habit of asking for specific things, but Ashley was like, "Can I get a Starbucks?" And I was like, "Oh, can I have one of those too?"
They know how to demand. They know how to demand.
No, yeah, for sure.
You guys say you got to play opposite Hero in the film, another up and coming British actor. Talk a little bit about your experience working with Hero.
Yeah, I mean, Hero's a dream. Hero is honestly just full of life, energy. We're like Hero's like in a very successful franchise of films, so it's like incredibly famous. But like in terms of like the films, I'd say me and Hero are on a similar trajectory in terms of like, I've led a few films now, and he's led a few films, and we're like both coming up, and he's been making movies for a lot longer than I have. But it was really nice. We felt like we were, buddies from the start. He didn't bring any of his previous stuff to set, and just came as a normal dude, and we had the best time. And we're very different. Like he likes football and I don't, and but we still found this like very like silly, taking the mick out of each other friendship, which I think again we're able to pour a little bit of our friendship into Oliver and Mitch's as well.
Talk a little bit about your character, and he's sort of persecuted in his school. How were you able to sort of relate to this character and come up with this portrayal?
Well, I don't particularly think that Oliver maybe even has ever gone to school. I think that maybe his mum had homeschooled him. I think he's been kept away from everyone, and I don't think he's. We talk about like Jacob's character being the bully, but he's only at that point in the movie. He's only just starting to integrate back into the world after what happened with his mum. But I think that it's really interesting because he's trying to discover what the world is, as well as discover who he himself is. So I suppose all teenagers go through that in varying degrees, whether you're from like a small town and you've been homeschooled, or you go to a big state school and you feel like a little fish in a big pond. But yeah, I mean, all teenagers, it's very universal. I think all teenagers go through that process of trying to discover where they fit in the world.
Yeah. So was part of the attraction, do you like the message of the movie and this kind of revenge fantasy that plays out?
Yeah, revenge fantasy is an interesting take on it, actually. But yeah, I definitely, of course, that's definitely something that drew me to it. I think more than the messages, to be honest, for me, it was the opportunity to do things I'd not done before. Like, I'm never going to dig up dead bodies in my real life. I thought that is bizarre. No, I'm not. I mean, I don't want to go to prison, so we're gonna not do that. But obviously in movies, like, I've not done that. It's like a very physical thing, like having to dig up bodies, and it was a challenge that I thought, okay, Max, can you take yourself to that place? And I was like, okay, let's try and do this.
So did you have was that your favorite scene? Did you have a particular one that you enjoyed acting in the most?
Everything in the graveyard was wild, especially the stuff in the night. It was just, it was a real graveyard, but it felt like a massive soundstage because they lit it with this huge moonlight. It was like a big circle that looked like a moon, and all of the streaks of light were coming through the trees, and it was almost like, I don't know if you've seen this Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, where like they go to the lake and all of the lights coming through. It felt like I was on a big massive set, and I was like, this is wild. So I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed all the scenes with the zombie family as well. So
thanks for watching the You Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks. You can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.